Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Priva Jakacharya Statara Sata Shishimad, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinda Ki Jai, Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath, Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Ganga Devi, Jamuna Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi, Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai, Shamaveda Bhaktivinda Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayatpur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Kalachandji Dham Ki Jai, Vrihat Miranga Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Jagya Ki Jai, Continental Book and Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai, Vrihat Miranga Ki Jai, Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hari Hari Bo.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Kalachandji Radha Kalachandji Radhe Jaya Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Welcome dear devotees to the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now let's read this together. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So today we will be starting from chapter 8 in Canto 10, which is titled Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. So today we'll be covering from text 1 to 10, and the text focus verse is also the last one, 10th verse. Yes, we can start with the translations, please.
Shukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, namely Garga Muni, who was highly elevated in austerity and penance, was then inspired by Vasudev to go see Nanda Maharaj at his home.
When Nanda Maharaj saw Garga Muni present at his home, Nanda was so pleased that he stood up to receive him with folded hands. Although seeing Garga Muni with his eyes, Nanda Maharaj could appreciate that Garga Muni was Adhokshaja. That is, he was not an ordinary person seen by material senses.
Just yesterday we were talking about Adhokshaja, so today we'll understand about that also.
When Garga Muni had been properly received as a guest and was comfortably seated, Nanda Maharaj submitted with gentle and submissive words. Dear sir, because you are a devotee, you are full in everything. Yet my duty is to serve you. Kindly order me. What can I do for you?
O Lord, my great devotee, persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interests, but for the sake of poor-hearted grihastas, householders. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another.
We'll also read the purport for text 4, please. This is a very nice text.
As factually stated by Nanda Maharaj, Garga Muni, being a devotee, had no needs. Similarly, when Krishna comes, he has no needs, for he is Purna Atma Rama. Nonetheless, he descends to this material world to protect the devotees and vanquish miscreants.
Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita.
This is the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and devotees also have the same mission. One who executes this mission of para upakara, performing welfare activities for people in general, is recognized by Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as being very, very dear to him.
Nacha tasman manushyesu kaschin me priya krittamaha.
Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised this para upakara, and he has especially advised the inhabitants of India.
Bharat bhumi te haila manushya janma yara janma sartha kari kara parupakara.
One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatavarsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. On the whole, the duty of a pure Vaishnava devotee is to act for the welfare of others. Nanda Maharaj could understand that Garga Muni had come for this purpose, and that his own duty now was to act according to Garga Muni's advice. Thus he said, "Please tell me what is my duty." This should be the attitude of everyone, especially the householder. The Varnashrama society is organized into 8 divisions: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. Nanda Maharaj represented himself as Grihinam, a householder. A brahmachari factually has no needs, but grihis, householders, are engaged in sense gratification, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 2:44.
Bhogeshwarya prasaktana daya partha chetasam.
Everyone has come to this material world for sense gratification, and the position of those who are too attached to sense gratification and who therefore accept the grihastha ashrama is very precarious. Since everyone in this material world is searching for sense gratification, grihasthas are required to be trained as great Mahatmas. Therefore, Nanda Maharaj specifically used the word Mahavichalanam. Garga Muni had no interest to serve by going to Nanda Maharaja, but Nanda Maharaja as a grihastha was always perfectly ready to receive instructions from a Mahatma to gain the real benefit in life. Thus he was ready to execute Garga Muni's order.
Thank you. We move to text 5, translation.
O great saintly person, you have complied the astrological knowledge by which one can understand past and present unseen things. By the strength of this knowledge, any human being can understand what he has done in his past life and how it affects his present life. This is known to you.
Text 6, translation.
My Lord, you are the best of the Brahmanas, especially because you are fully aware of Jyoti Shastra, the astrological science. Therefore, you are naturally the spiritual master of every human being. This being so, since you have kindly come to my house, kindly execute the reformatory activities for my 2 sons.
Gargamuni said, My dear Nanda Maharaj, I am the priestly guide of the Yadu dynasty. This is known everywhere. Therefore, if I perform the purificatory process for your sons, Kamsa will consider them the sons of Devaki.
Kamsa is both a great diplomat and a very sinful man. Therefore, having heard from Yogamaya, the daughter of Devaki, that the child who will kill him has already been born somewhere else, having heard that the 8th pregnancy of Devaki could not bring forth a female child, and having understood your friendship with Vasudeva, Kamsa, upon hearing that the purificatory process has been performed by me, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, may certainly consider all these points and suspect that Krishna is the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Then he might take steps to kill Krishna. That would be a catastrophe.
Text 10. We'll read this verse. Srinanda uvacha alakshito asmin rahasi mamakairapi gauvraje kuru dvijati samskaram swasti vachana purvakam. Srinanda uvacha alakshito asmin rahasi mamakairapi gauvraje kuru dvijati samskaram swasti vachana purvakam. Srinanda uvacha alakshito asmin rahasi mamakairapi gauvraje kuru dvijati samskaram swasti vachana purvakam. Please recite. Srinanda uvacha alakshito asmin rahasi mamakairapi gauvraje kuru dvijati samskaram Swasti Vachana Purvakam. Srinanda Uvacha. Alakshitosmin rahasi. Mamakairapi gauraje. Kurudvijati samskaram. Swasti Vachana Purvakam. Srinanda Uvacha. Alakshitosmin rahasi. Mamakairapi gauraje. Kurudvijati samskaram. Swasti Vachana Purvakam. Srinanda Uvacha. Alakshitosmin rahasi. Mamakairapi gauraje. Kurudvijati samskaram. Swasti Vachana Purvakam. Srinanda Uvacha. Alakshitosmin rahasi. Mamakairapi gauraje. Kurudvijati samskara. Swasti Vachana Purvakam. Thank you so much. We'll move to word translation. Srinanda Uvacha. Nand Maharaj said to Garg Muni, Alakshitaha, without Kamsa's knowledge, Asmin, in this cowshed, Rahasi, in a very solitary place, Mamake, even by my relatives, Api, a still more secluded place, Gauraje, in the cowshed, Kuru, just execute, Dvijati samskaram, the purificatory process of second birth, samskara bhave dvijaha. Swasti Vachana Purvakam, by chanting the Vedic hymns to perform the purificatory process. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nand Maharaj said, My dear great sage, if you think that your performing this process of purification will make Kamsa suspicious, then secretly chant the Vedic hymns and perform the purifying process of second birth here in the cowshed of my house without the knowledge of anyone else, even my relatives, for this process of purification is essential. Purport. Nand Maharaj did not like the idea of avoiding the purificatory process. Despite the many obstacles, he wanted to take advantage of Garg Muni's presence and do what was needed. The purificatory process is essential, especially for the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. Therefore, since Nand Maharaj presented himself as a Vaishya, this process of purification was essential. Formerly, such institutional activities were compulsory. Chatur Varnyam Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Without these activities of purification, the society would be considered a society of animals. To take advantage of Garg Muni's presence, Nand Maharaj wanted to perform the Namakaran ceremonies, even secretly, without any gorgeous arrangements. Therefore, the opportunity for purification should be regarded as the essential duty of human society. In Kali Yuga, however, people have forgotten the essence. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadhruta. Bhagavatam 1.1.10. In this age, people are all bad and unfortunate, and they do not accept Vedic instructions to make their life successful. However, Nand Maharaj did not want to neglect anything. To keep intact a happy society advanced in spiritual knowledge, he took full advantage of Gargamuni's presence to do what was necessary. How degraded society has become within 5,000 years. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya. The human life is obtained after many, many millions of births, and it is intended for purification. Previously, a father was eager to give all kinds of help to elevate his children. But at present, because of being misguided, people are even prepared to kill to avoid the responsibility of raising children. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuddha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gatadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtha Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatate Shitarine. Hare Krishna. So, we're reading the most sweetest canto in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. I mean, the entire Srimad Bhagavatam is very sweet, but by the time it comes to 10th canto, we see how it reaches at its peak, because our dear Lord takes birth and we get to hear the amazing pastimes that Krishna performs. So what has happened till now? We've reached chapter 8 in canto 10. And Krishna has taken birth, he's appeared, right? And he has been moved to Gokula, Mahavan, and he has killed many demons so far. Who all has Krishna killed till now? Putana, Trinavrata, Shakatasur. Yes. So today there is no killing, but today we have this wonderful sage, Gargamuni, who is Adhokshaja, who is said to be an Adhokshaja. Now what does Adhokshaja mean? Somebody who cannot be perceived through material senses. So we all have material bodies and material senses, and we all can see each other, right? But when Gargamuni, or like pure souls, travel, only people who are at the level of Adhokshaja, which means very pure souls, could be our spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada, and so on. They can see those personalities traveling. And so we have this, I'm going to reiterate this wonderful pastime, right? When Srila Prabhupada was sitting upstairs in the room, and who visited him? Narad Muni. So if Narad Muni comes here, we cannot see him because we do not have the capacity or the, the devotion to see him, but Srila Prabhupada saw. So similarly, Garg Muni has arrived, And he's actually sent by Vasudev, because Garg Muni is the priest of Kshatriyas. It is mentioned, we just read, and even in the purports, that Garg Muni is the priest of Kshatriyas, he's the priest of Yadu dynasty. So we see how Narad Muni receives Garg Muni. Now here, both personalities are wonderful, right? Because one is Adokshaja, one who cannot be perceived through material senses, but also Nand Maharaj is glorified automatically because he's the one who could see Garg Muni. Thank you for the wonderful visuals. So he could see the presence of a wonderful soul. And that shows that Nand Maharaj, even if he was a grihastha, he was a Vaishya, he still was a wonderful devotee. He was a Mahatma. And he also teaches us by how he's greeting Garg Muni, how a grihastha should be. He says the first thing he meets Garg Muni, he of course pays his obeisances, and he says he glorifies him. That's what we should do when we meet somebody so exalted, or just meeting devotees. Actually, we should glorify, and that glorification should be authentic. It should not be just made up, but it should come naturally. That we glorify how they are. And Nand Maharaj says that you are wandering not for your personal interest, but because you're here to benefit people like us, especially the householders, the grihasthas. So it is actually said the duty of grihasthas is to honor these great brahmanas, and the best thing that we can do is take spiritual guidance from them, take spiritual advice from them, serve them. So so here Garg Muni is so Nand Maharaj has this desire that he wants to hear for him what is beneficial, like a grihastha should ask and seek for guidance. And but it is also mentioned, we read in the purport, that he elaborates, Nand Maharaj elaborates while he's glorifying Garg Muni, that a devotee like you, a wonderful personality like you, doesn't really need anything. And that's a very important point for us, that when a devotee, a real devotee, is not looking for anything outside, which means he's not looking for personal benefits or something that would complete him or satisfy him, because the devotee is naturally satisfied. Just like Krishna. Krishna is Atmaram, right? Which means that he is always satisfied. He's self-satisfied. He does not need to go out to seek for satisfaction. And because the devotee is a spark of, is an infinitesimal part of Krishna, we also come to a point, like after a point, we should come to a stage where we are not looking for happiness or anything outside. We are satisfied because of our relationship with the Lord. The devotion we have for the Lord, that should be our ultimate satisfaction. The love that we experience, especially, and it takes a while to get to that stage, because we are constantly trying to do what we are doing, right? We are trying hard. We are trying to make our sadhana better, our spiritual practice better and better, day by day. We are trying to serve some devotional service we have. It could be anything, singing for the Lord, cooking, dressing, reading, hearing, so many things. But the most important thing, if we really want to be satisfied as a devotee, how can we reach to that stage is, like, we don't have to have very complicated processes. It could be just what you're doing right now, just with sincerity and simplicity. And the mood is very important. How the mood with which we are living in Krishna consciousness? Am I doing my service to gain popularity or to gain praises? Or am I doing what I'm doing for the pleasure of Krishna? Of course, it doesn't start with such a high stage that I'm here for Krishna, but it initially starts with the quest for peace and love, right? We all are so troubled, and we had so many questions that really helped us come into Krishna consciousness. And eventually that keeps purifying us, in the sense, the process of devotion, it purifies us, that we reach to an understanding that what I want to do or what I am doing is for the ultimate pleasure of the Lord. And when Krishna is pleased, he's called Rishikesha, right? The master of the senses. So if you please Krishna, automatically we'll be satisfied. Just like we water the roots of the tree, all the leaves become nourished. Similarly, when we are in devotional activities, when we are doing as simple as all of you who come here every day, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, read the pastimes of the Lord, sing for the Lord, or go back home, cook for the Lord, chant for the Lord. And it's very important to remember that all of this is for the Lord, right? For the pleasure of the Lord. So it makes us also humble. And then we do not seek recognition in this entire process. So, of course, we are at different levels. Sometimes we perform service in mode of ignorance. Sometimes it could be in mode of passion, where the jealousy comes that, okay, this devotee did better than me, but now I want to prove that, I can also do nice service. So, but when we are constantly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, it takes away all the anarthas. So while Krishna is actually killing all these demons, he's also killing our anarthas. He's also destroying our propensity to commit sins. That's very deep, actually, because imagine you're coming here, or any people hearing online, we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and we're hearing about a little boy killing Putana, killing the demons, stealing butter, being tied by his mother with love. What is it doing to us? Why are we enjoying it so much? I mean, we are enjoying it, right? Are we enjoying the pastimes of Krishna? Yes? Okay. At least few people are nodding. We are all enjoying, I'm sure, right? Because it's so relishable. And that enjoyment is doing so much within our heart. We don't even realize. What all is it doing? What is it doing, if anybody would like to say? What is the constant hearing of the pastimes of Krishna? What is it doing to our minds and hearts? Absorption in the pastime. Absorption of remembering Krishna. Yes? Softening the heart. That's so important. I'll come to that. The softening the heart. So many pastimes we hear and we start getting emotional, right? We start feeling that, oh my God, how can Krishna, the Supreme Lord, be so loving towards his devotees, right? And our heart becomes very soft. Yes, somebody said one more thing. Cleansing of the heart. Yes. We don't have to, usually when we have to clean something, we have to spend hours rubbing it and, clean it. But the Cheto Darpana margin, like the inside cleansing of the heart, it can just happen by hearing the pastimes. And this dirt that we are trying to cleanse within is not just accumulating for a few days or this life, but for many millions and millions of births. So imagine how much cleansing would be required. But just by even, sincere Shravan, like nicely, attentively hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, that shloka that we every day recite, right? Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. So what does it mean? By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and service to the pure devotee, almost all that is troublesome to the heart is destroyed. Krishna has made it so simple. He's given us ears, He's like, just use them in the right way. Just hear about his pastimes. Just hear about his glories, name, fame, everything. And just anything that's bothering you, it'll go away. As simple as that. Because we all have fears and anxiety, especially in this current age, right? So, and most importantly, what it does is, it develops love inside our heart. Is there anything else that can, apart from devotional services, that can develop or cultivate love within our heart for the Supreme Lord? No. I mean, Bhakti Yoga is the only process that can cultivate love, because we instantly realize our relationship with Krishna. And that relationship makes us so connected to the Lord, and we can serve Him in any way, as simple as being absorbed in His pastimes. Right? So it can be even mentally, physically, any way. So now Nand Maharaj is he wants to really take the benefit of such a wonderful personality that has come to him, Gargacharya, that he first glorifies him, and then he requests him for the astrological readings, as a Jyotish Shastri, as we say. He wants to know the astrological readings for Krishna and Balram. Now, the first thing that can come to, it came to my mind was that, why do we need astrological readings? Why is it mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam? Because for devotees, we often hear that we shouldn't be really worried about our future. It's all in Krishna's hands. But the mood of Nand Maharaj is that so different from what the mood is currently in Kali Yuga, where we want to know astrological charts to know how much successful we will be materially, how much more money I will have, how many children I will have, and will my children do good materially. That's the only intention, right? But Nand Maharaj's intention is that, first of all, this wonderful personality has come, and he's not just astrologically so knowledgeable, but also spiritually he's very wealthy. He has a lot of spiritual knowledge, and that is what I want to seek for my kids, because as a father, he is not seeing Krishna as the Supreme Lord, right? We know Krishna as the Supreme Lord, but Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Maya, they are seeing Krishna and Balaram as their children. And because it's their duty of the parents to protect their child, that is why Nand Maharaj is seeking spiritually, in the spiritual sense, he wants to seek how reformatory actions can be made, how he can help his kids, his children, to succeed spiritually, if there's anything he can do. So that's the reason that he is asking for astrological readings of Krishna and Balram, and also the Namkaran ceremony. He wants to name now. Until now, we don't know the names of these two naughty kids. I mean, we do, but we still don't know. So now they will also do, Gargacharya will also name them. And that's in the future classes. It will be so amazing what Gargacharya reveals about these two personalities. But what Gargacharya, Gargamuni says actually is that we should not do a fancy, gorgeous, elaborate ceremony for both the children. And what is the reason? He gives many reasons. Because I am the priest of Kshatriya. I am the priest of Vasudev actually. Vasudev sent Gargamuni. And I live in Mathura. And I'm so well known because anywhere I go, if I perform this ceremony, Kamsa will immediately know. I mean, first of all, this will spread. Oh, Krishna, the Gargamuni had done the ceremony for Krishna and Balram. So it'll spread, the word will spread to Mathura. And Kansa is just so heinous, he's so cruel, he's already killed so many babies of Devaki, and he knows that the 8th child is somewhere else, because the 8th child who actually slipped from his hand while he was killing, who appeared? Durga. And she said that the 8th child is not here. He's somewhere else and he will definitely kill you. And so now Kansa cannot sleep at nights. He's sending all his force, he's sending all the demons day and night to kill the babies. And so Gargmuni said that if I perform ceremony, first of all, he's a Vaishya, Nand Maharaj is a Vaishya, but I am a priest of Kshatriyas. First point, why am I here then? And I stay in Mathura. I am priest of Yadu dynasty. Now, if I do this ceremony, I've performed this ceremony, it's going to get attention from Kamsa and his ministers. And it will be not good for your child. It will not be good for me, for you, Nand Baba, and for the children. Because Kansa is just waiting to kill. So, indirectly, if you see, what has Gargmuni done? He has indicated Nand Maharaj that this is Vasudev's child. And also one more thing. Vasudev and Nand Maharaj are very close. They're friends and also they are half-brothers. I don't remember the king's name, but there was a king and then he had two wives. One of them, they got, daughters, and one of them got married to a Vaishya, the other one got married to Kshatriya, and then their progenies continued, and then we had Nand Maharaj in a Vaishya family and Vasudev in the Kshatriya family. So both of them are also related. So he said that another reason that he would know that because you and Vasudeva are so close, then the child would be here if I perform any ceremony. So you see all these wonderfully, he has, Gargacharya, he has put out the reason that this is the reason I should not be doing an elaborate ceremony. But Nand Maharaj, he honors that, he accepts it, but he also does not want to miss the opportunity to perform this purificatory process. As Srila Prabhupada said in the purport, that nowadays people are forgetting all these processes of purification, Namkaran, and let's say Garbdhan Samskara, and a lot of samskaras that are there. It's there for the welfare of human society. And it should not be missed. We should do these samskaras because otherwise we are just in a society of animals. They have children, their children just also eat, mate, and defend, and to do everything as what humans do. But as in a human society where we finally got this human birth, human life, there are certain things that we should do. And that is why Nand Maharaj, he knew that, and he didn't want to miss the ceremony. And you know what he said? He said, we will do this ceremony very intimately. Even I will not invite my friends, I will not invite my relatives. And guess what? I heard this somewhere. Even Yashoda Maya and Mother Rohini were not there. Because he said mothers will talk. They will tell their friends, Gargmuni came and they did this ceremony. I don't even want to take that chance for my child. So in this ceremony, he said, you will not tell anyone, Gargmuni. Me, Nand Maharaj, will not tell anyone, and of course Krishna and Balaram are not going to tell anybody, they are small kids. So this will be a very intimate ceremony in the cow shed. It's also auspicious around the cows. The cows are not going to tell anyone. But so this is how Nand Maharaj said that we should not miss performing this ceremony. And then it goes further that the Namkaran ceremony is done. So I'll pause here. If there is anything I missed, there were a lot of points actually in the purport. So if anybody would like to add something or ask something, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. What a perfect situation for expecting mothers to hear about Krishna's pastime. I'm sure the forthcoming child must be very special. So I have a question. I was thinking about, since you spoke about, hearing about Krishna, like in Bhagavatam, it is Yasyam ve Sriyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktir Utpaddate. Number 1, the devotional service arises, and Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. So lamentation, illusion, and fear is eradicated. So my question is, I was thinking about like Christianity, for example. They speak so much about love, like I'm just paraphrasing, love that Almighty with your heart or something. And so many texts and so many passages you'll find which are in alignment with our teachings. So I wonder sometimes, because they are not talking specifically about God as a person, right? And as we hear on the contrary, in our lineage, where we have to hear specifically about Krishna, then only these things happen. But at the same time, we have an example of Rukmini, Mother Rukmini, who didn't know about Krishna, but she heard about Krishna. But there was Krishna element. Although she was not in touch with Krishna, she had not seen Krishna, but at least she knew about Krishna. So my question is, in such traditions or religions where there is no specific talk about God as a person, does this effect take place? Shoka, Moha, Bhaya, and Bhakti.
I think that's a very nice, thought-provoking question. I think it might, I'm not sure, but it might take place to a certain degree. And I've also heard Srila Prabhupada saying that, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just recall a little bit, that if Muslim or Christians, if they are practicing in their religion perfectly, like honestly and religiously, then they will, I don't think he says they will attain love of God, but I think he says they will go to heaven. I mean, they will attain a certain destination. But yes, you're right that the love of God, I don't want to say that it's not there probably in other religions, because that would be like me being very judgmental or biased to my path. But if there are some very honest teachers and practitioners, even on other religions. So, but you're right, the text does not describe about the intimate pastimes like how we have in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that taste is probably, I don't know, it's unexplored. But yes, Nandbash Prabhu would like to add something.
One could consider that more important than hearing the pastimes of Krishna is to hear about the pure devotee. And we have an example in Srimad Bhagavatam. We have 9 cantos that talk about the pure devotees and the devotees that are working to become devotees. And it purifies us to a point where we can hear about Krishna's pastimes properly. So in these other religions, they have the pastimes of Jesus Christ, that if we hear and understand and hear from Jesus Christ and his teachings, we come up to the platform of being able to hear and understand Krishna properly. Srila Prabhupada has put so much emphasis on people who are just jump to the 10th canto and want to hear about Krishna. So you can see that in Srila Prabhupada's teaching, he's telling us about how important it is to hear from the pure devotee, to understand the pure devotee, and see from the pure devotee's eyes, and then we can really see the 10th canto. So I believe that that's what some of these religions are going through, is that purification process, that we can all hear Krishna's pastimes properly.
That's a very nice point. Thank you, Prabhu. Can we pass the mic behind?
Yeah, just want to add this here, because the question that Prabhuji raised about the Bible. So I heard there was a Professor C. Little in Kolkata, where Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj was going to the college. And Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj would sit there and wouldn't get impressed. So this professor asked that you are all the time sitting here, but you don't seem to be so much impressed by the Bible. So Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said, it's very nice. You're very nicely speaking from Bible. And it's very nice. You're actually explaining the meanings and everything. But the thing is that it matches with our Karma Kandya section. You know, give me this bread, fulfill my desires, oh Father, like this. But I am actually looking for the pure love, which I am not finding in the Bible. That's why I don't get so much impressed.
We pass the mic at the back. Prabhupada Priyamati wants to add.
Hare Krishna. It's a different topic. I was thinking about how Krishna had this ceremony performed in the cowshed with just Nanda Maharaj and, maybe very few of the elder men of the village. And then I was thinking, why did Krishna do that? Because everything that Krishna does, he does for his pleasure. He doesn't do it. He's not forced to accept some second best situation, Like everything is optimally for his pleasure because he's God and he's arranging everything. I was thinking, why did he do this? And because we know that Krishna, he likes festivals, he likes to be surrounded by devotees, he likes, this mood of utsaha and all that. So then the thought that came to my mind was that he knows that Gargamuni has a very different mood from the Brajbasis, right? And so Gargamuni's going to come and we're going to hear that he's going to say, oh, this child has, he's basically God. He's same as Narayan, he appears in different ages and different colors. And so Krishna, he needs for that to be spoken, right? For the benefit of all of the Bhagavatam readers in the future, right? Like us, like we need to know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And but he doesn't want the Brajbasis to know that. And so he keeps it little clandestine, right? He keeps it secret. Because the Brajbasis, their mood is not that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their mood is that Krishna is just my son, my friend, my lover, and
Yeah, because
sweetheart.
Gargamuni reveals, right, that this child has taken birth in different yugas and he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, yeah, he doesn't want the Brajbasis to know that.
Yeah.
And
That's
also,
what I was thinking. Do you
go
have
ahead.
other thoughts? Do you have any other thoughts?
Sorry?
Do you have any other thoughts?
I
on
also thought that a lot of pastimes have showed Vatsalya Prem, motherly affection of Mother Yashoda, that a lot of pastimes have shown her anxiety and her worry. But this is another pastime where Nand Maharaj is in fatherly affection. He also doesn't want, he wants to protect his child and he doesn't want, like the fear of Kansa will know and my child would be in danger. So I will perform the ceremony, but I will do it intimately. So now his Vatsalya Prem is being glorified here, is what I feel.
It's also that mood of the father that, to be responsible, to make sure, my child gets an education. He does these, important rites of passage and samskaras and things.
Yes.
So, nice. Thank you.
Right. Radha Kalachanji. Any other question? Or I think Prayushi Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I had a question. Like, what kind of purification process is that? Like, is it because Lord Krishna killed the demons, or for what reason?
This process, like there are different, like name giving ceremony. This is one process. They're all very. They hold importance in our tradition. Like nowadays it is lost, but some people still do name giving ceremony, and there is a samskara. Like there could be a, I don't know, but maybe a yagya, or this is for the purification of the child, and also because the person who is performing the ceremony is so potent. Gargacharya, and when they perform ceremonies, their blessings and all their the purity they hold, that really helps in this for the child. For the child it's being performed. So that is why all the processes from the time the child is conceived, it's in the womb. There are different ceremonies that are done in different months. Now this is for the protection of the child, this is for the safe delivery of the child, this is for like a lot of things. And not just that, it is actually recommended when the child is in the womb, one should keep hearing the glories of the Lord, Srimad Bhagavatam or any other scripture, because the child is listening, and that is also doing the purification. But nowadays, we do see, and it's not just in the womb, right? When the child also comes out, like then also the duty of the parents, it continues that they have to take care of the spiritual life of children. And because you as a parent have brought a soul in this world through Krishna's blessings, and now it is on you that you have to you hold you're extremely responsible for how you upbring that child. But nowadays in the world outside, like Prabhupada said that last line, right, that previously a father was eager to give all kinds of help to elevate his children, but at present, because of being misguided, people are prepared even to kill to avoid the responsibility of raising children. Because we don't have the right guidance, how will I give correct guidance to my children? And that is why this emphasis is given that these processes, the consciousness, everything is so important. The purification doesn't only take place while the ceremony is happening, but all the time, even when the baby's in the womb, like I said, or when the baby comes out, and till certain age, the consciousness is so delicate that you have to make sure what you're surrounding your children with, what kind of people, what kind of education we are giving them, right? So yeah, I think that's what it is. And now people don't really care. They will leave their children anywhere. They will how they will fight in front of their children. They will abuse partners in front of each other, in front of their children. So that all creates a lot of impact. And the child grows with that. He grows up with that consciousness and then continues the cycle. So when we do these purification processes, these purificatory processes, it really protects the consciousness of the child. It brings good qualities, good virtues in the child. And that seed is planted. Of course, it can be groomed in any direction, but at least the right seed is planted. If I want to have a rose tree in my courtyard, I will not plant the seed of a mango, right? I have to plant the right seed. So when the right seed is planted, at least I know the starting is good, and then I have to take care of it further. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. Vishnu Bhagwan Prabhu.
Speaking of Jesus Christ, the fact that the purifying process of second birth happened in the cowshed, that would mean that Krishna was born in the manger.
It was born in the?
Manger. Manger is another word for goshal or barn.
Yeah.
Coincidence. But what I was wanting to ask about was astrology, because we used to have an astrologer here in the community, and all the devotees would always go to him and get their charts done. You know, chart out their life, see what's happened and what's going to happen next. And when Srila Prabhupada would travel, he would also consult astrologers, but a lot of times he wouldn't pay any attention to them. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was a great astrologer, but I heard that he kind of got away from it after a while into other things. So how important is the astrology for devotees? It's like sometimes Prabhupada said, if you clap your hands, then changes all the lines.
With what mood we are asking astrology? Is it, like I said, material desires and all of that? Then, first of all, astrology as a field is absolutely accurate. It can change. It also says, the practitioners say that it can change. Accurate, what I mean is that it is a true science. But nowadays it is getting all contaminated because of the practitioners. But for devotees, if we are using astrology for a specific spiritual reason, then it's fine. But usually, I think one comes to a point where eventually they feel that, okay, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to put my energy in the right thing, in the right direction, and let Krishna do the rest. That's the mood. But I think a lot of devotees do emphasize that, okay, we are using astrology to know, okay, what is my strength? What is my spiritual strength, or what path should I be following? But the ultimate goal doesn't change. Ultimate goal is that I want to serve Krishna. I want to keep serving Krishna. So if it is probably helping you or your children in a certain direction so that they can serve Krishna better, then astrology is a means, can be a means to do that. But it's not that we let it affect us so much that we get consumed by the fear, okay, my astrological chart says that I'm gonna die at the age of 50, so I'm just constantly worried about that. No, that should not be the case. We do know that some things are predestined, but the free will and Krishna's mercy is always there, so things can change. Would you like to add something?
The Western thought of astrology, which creeps in quite often in different cultures, is the prediction of what's going to happen, or destiny, or what's going to happen in a month. But the Eastern perspective of astrology is character or perspective, strengths, weaknesses, like you were saying. And so it can be very beneficial for somebody who wants to know, how do I approach my position or my service for Krishna? Where am I going to find difficulties, and where am I going to find things that are easy? And this isn't a look of like, I want to know what the specific situation is. It's how I move through it. And so you can see astrology's influence on just a day-to-day basis on the energy. For instance, like Ekadasi. Ekadasi's energy is naturally very spiritual and very renewing. And if you take the nakshatra with it, like Ashlesha, that's going to be intense. I'm not looking for an understanding of what's going to happen today, but I can also see that there's a certain energy of the day that could have influences. And so then if you have that perspective, you can kind of see things, oh, this makes sense why this is going on. This is why, this debate I might not choose to do this day, because it's a day that the energy can be very fiery. So if we look at astrology like that, it can be beneficial on how we serve Krishna. But if we try to just make it a material thing and how to manipulate the world, it becomes, it owns us instead of us being able to use it as a tool.
Thank you so much. So we'll wrap up here. Vanchakalpitarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.